Sometimes when you listen to the blues, you'll find that some 12 bars that you listen to are a bit more complex chord-wise. A tune that comes to mind is Stormy Monday Blues. You want to listen to versions by T-Bone Walker, Bobby Blue Bland. Lots of people have done versions of this song. I'm going to give you a version now with some interesting chords in. This one's in the key of G. And there's our 12 bars. Right, and break that down now into its individual parts for you. Now we start off with a little introduction, a chordal introduction. Now the first chord I'm doing there is a version of a G chord, which is like our open F chord, for those that know the open end chords, moved up 2 frets. So your third finger would be on the 4th string at fret 5, second finger's on the 3rd string at fret 4, and your first finger, the tip of it, is flattened on strings 1 and 2 at fret 3. And we pick across the chord like this, just through the strings. 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3. Then we take that chord shape across a string. So our third finger is now on the 5th string at fret 5, and our second finger is on the 4th string at fret 4, and our first fingertip is now over strings 3 and 2 at fret 3. Don't worry if that first fingertip touches the first string, it's bound to do that, but we're not going to be playing the first string. Now with that shape in place, that gives us a chord known as D augmented. In a book it's written D-A-U-G after it. Sometimes it's written D with a plus sign. So if you see a chord with a plus sign after, that means augmented. It takes its root note from the 5th string at fret 5, that's the note of D there, and we pick it like this. And just let it hang. So we pick the strings in this order, 5, 4, 3, 2. Then we can tap our guitar, a little pause point there. So our introduction would go. Now the 12 bar starts at this point. Now this first chord that I'm doing is a G9. Now to finger a G9 we place a bar at fret 3, that's our first finger over all 6 strings. Our second finger is on the 3rd string at fret 4. Our third finger is on the 5th string at fret 5. And our little finger, our 4th one, is on the 1st string at fret 5. If we were to strum all 6 strings, there's our G9 chord. To give it a bit of movement, I bring it in from a fret below, so I actually finger the chord with the bar at fret 2, which in that position would be F sharp 9. So I strike it with the bar at fret 2 with a downstroke and then slide it to fret 3, the whole shape, 1 fret up. You need to keep the pressure on when you do that. And then I hit it with an upstroke followed by a muted downstroke. The muted downstroke, as I do the downstroke, I lay the side of my hand on the strings. So it's more like that, as opposed to, so we get, it's almost like a pause. and then I go down, up, down across the chord with my pick. That's the pick motion. Again, optional how many strings, as long as you've got the shape on. Now we move to the next chord, which is a version of C9. Now to finger a C9 chord, your third finger goes across strings 3, 2 and 1 at fret 3. Second finger is on the 5th string at fret 3. And your first finger is on the 4th string at fret 2. It looks a lot more awkward than it is, that chord. You want to keep your thumb up over the top, and that flattens the third finger down then. Try the strings. They should all ring. A little bit of trial and error and you'll get a good sound on that. That's our C9. Now again, we bring this one in from a fret below. So if we finger it at fret 2, strike it with an upstroke. When I do that upstroke, I'm really only hitting strings 1, 2 and 3 maximum. And then I slide the chord up a fret like that, just slide it into position. And then when I get there, hit it with another upstroke. Then I do a mute, I tap the strings. Then to give it a bit of interest, I just strike strings 1, 2 and 3 at fret 3 with another upstroke and slide to fret 5. Just slide that finger. You can take the rest of the chord off, just keep that finger on. Then when you get to fret 5, strike the same 3 strings with an upstroke and slide back to fret 3. Then when you get back to fret 3, re-finger the chord, put the other 2 fingers on the 5th and 4th strings. So we go. And then with those other 2 fingers on, just go up, down with your pick. And that completes the bar of C9. I'll just play that again for you. You could, when you slide it up, keep all the fingers on if you wish. Some people find it a bit easier just to use that third finger. So I'll just play that to there from the G9. Having done the C9, we then return back to our G9 chord, which you'll know, and we do half a bar. Down, up, down across it. Move it up 1 fret, so our bar's now at fret 4, and that gives us G sharp 9. And that's down, up, down. So we get G9, G sharp 9, drop back to G9 again with the bar at 3, and go down, up, down on that. Then take your little finger off the first string at fret 5 and place it over strings 1 and 2 at fret 6. Strike across with 1 downstroke. That's known as G augmented 9th when we do that. Then take the little finger off and that leaves you with a G7 and strike it with an upstroke. So you should be left with the bar at 3, second finger on the 3rd string at 4, third finger on the 5th string at 5 for your G7. And again, I'm only really hitting strings 1, 2, 3 and 4 when I do that. I'll play that last section. G9, G sharp 9, G9, augmented 9th, 7th. Then what happens is we return back to our C9 chord.